We want to turn things over to Craig Setzer over in Weather Control with the latest there. Craig,
Yeah.
how's it going?
So I'm trying to check social media just to get a pulse on what's going on, and some people are saying, is this the time to hunker down? So we're in one of these situations where we don't expect our houses to come apart. There may be a roof that collapses, and most likely because its construction predated the Andrew Building Code, or there have been other issues. I'm not saying that there won't be roof shingle damage, that there won't be leaking roofs, that there won't be some roof damage that does allow water, and we see that in summer thunderstorms. But what I'm saying is that the winds out there right now are not going to tear your house apart. So except for these little tornado warnings, which we're getting, and I'm telling you the areas where it's going to occur possibly, those areas you do need to go into kind of a hunker down position where you go into the middle of your house. But even then, I don't think you need to get in the bathtub and pull a mattress over you. Now, that being said, if this is such an uncomfortable situation for you, and trust me, for many people it is, this is almost unbearable, it's okay to go into the interior of your house and wait there for a few hours. Bring some snacks, bring anything to take your mind off of this. There is no harm if you're in the interior room to bring an iPod and put the earpieces in and listen to some music and just get away from this. Drown out the sound of the wind. And I think that, it's funny because all the things I said a few days ago, it's like, and I would never say I told you so, but I almost want to say, see, this is what I meant by that, and see, this is what I meant by that, and that's what I meant by that, because that's what we're experiencing now. The howl of the wind and how terrifying it is. It's the wind noise, but the wind, when people die in hurricanes, only 1 in 10 of them die from wind. Most people die from rain flooding, which we saw, which we've seen in countries where, and even in Texas, where the rain just piles up and people can't get away and they're trapped. And those are usually slower events because the rain takes some time to get deeper and deeper and deeper. Or storm surge flooding. And those are very quick events because the water comes rushing in and you can't evacuate and you can't get away from it. And it may wash through your house and undermine your house. And if you get into the water, it will carry you away and you won't come back. So in terms of what we're going through here, it's unnerving, it's unsettling, and seeing the landscape change the way it is right now, trees coming down, those are really the first things that go. The trees come down and the fences come down and things like that. And sometimes there's house damage from a tree hitting it. That's all reasonable damage for what we're seeing here. And I just feel like 4 days ago, when it looked like this could have been 3 categories higher coming through South Florida, and this is category 1, and 3 categories higher, I didn't know how to convey effectively the risk without, and I'm going to start my own speech again. I've had 1 hour of sleep in 26 hours, I don't know. But anyway, we're not dealing with a category 4, and eventually it's going to get better. The worst now is coming into Broward. The worst is in Miami-Dade, but we're almost on the back side of the worst. In fact, let me just punch it up. Boom, 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 spinning my head here. So the storm itself is right now due west of, say, Aventura. It is on the west coast moving north, and since it's moving to the north, it is at what we call its closest approach to us. So the storm's not going to get any closer to us, and slowly it's going to start getting farther and farther away from us. But because it's already past its closest approach to Homestead, the weather is going to begin improving in Homestead in that the wind gusts and the wind is going to slowly start coming down. But it's not going to be a fast process. The storm is moving 7 or 8 miles an hour. I had one gentleman, I don't know if he tweeted to me or whatever, but he said, I can canoe faster than that. It's a slow moving storm, but it's not going to stop. It's going to continue to move to the north. So our weather is going to improve here in South Florida, and it's going to start improving in Miami-Dade in the next hour or so, and then it's going to start improving in Broward 2 or 3 hours after that, because the worst is still reaching Broward right now. So the winds are still building. There's some serious squalls in the area, and And honestly, it's terrifying. There's rattling noises. This is all this that I talked about. The howl of the wind, the shaking of the building, the rattling of anything that wasn't secured enough. Occasionally something hits a shutter, which is a terrifying sound because it's just a pop. All these things are happening. But we're going to get through this, and we're do very well getting through this. We're going to be without power for a while. We're going to be without, the landscape's going to be changed, but we're going to live through this, and we're going to see Monday when the sun comes out and the winds continue to die down. So let's go through the timeline one more time because I think it may have been lost, but let me just check this really quickly because this is an update, like I mentioned that last update, the tropical cyclone update from the National Hurricane Center. So the headline is, Center of Irma makes landfall at Marco Island. The center of Hurricane Irma made landfall on Marco Island in southwest Florida at 3:35 p.m. as a Category 3 hurricane. A 130-mile-an-hour wind gust was recently reported at Marco Island Police Department. So there you go. The winds right now, maximum sustained winds are 115 miles an hour. So we're still Category 3. It's still moving to the north, and it's moving to the north now. Oh, well, good news. It's moving to the north even faster. Not 8. It's moving to the north 12 miles an hour. So it's actually, for Miami-Dade, moving away more quickly. So that means that the weather will gradually improve more quickly. And in Broward, where it's really bad right now and going to be really bad for the next hour, the weather is going to start improving in about 3 or 4 hours. And by sunset, throughout Miami-Dade and Broward, you will notice that the winds are not as high as they are now. That the winds, the top of the gusts are lower, and the bottom of the gusts, the lulls are lower as well. So I know I've been talking, and you who can see us have been looking at a radar looping, and you who can hear me, that made perfect sense too. Okay.
See that white car over there? They're taking off. They went right through that window, and there you go live. We'll flip around here and get you a shot of the window that they went through. Oh Lord, this is when it gets real disappointing. And we got enough problems in this world, and then we got these knuckleheads that are bashing windows and going through it. It's going to be interesting to me to see what they got and what building that they went into. Alright, this is down by the check cashing place, and what do we got? Okay, sportswear. You know, that's, look at that. Simon's Sportswear. We do have the video of this, and you can see where they went through. You can see, it's tough to zoom in on these cameras, but you can see the brick that they used to, it's a piece of concrete that they used to go through there. I don't know where what the ladder has to do with all this. It's to see a hat that they didn't steal. But again, it's a shoe store. Shoes are a big deal. And so in they went. You know what? I got some other people kind of circling the block. And yeah, here we go. Watch this. Out he comes. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah, so much for me being the crime prevent guy. So there you go. Ay, ay, ay. Did not know there was somebody still in there. This is Facebook Live, I guess. Hopefully it's you got those images. If there's somebody still inside, I don't know. We hear voices. We're not sure exactly what we got going on here. Again, you saw the looters. That one guy come jumping out. I'm picking up something. Okay, over here. Okay, so let's watch these guys and see what they got going on. Okay. Okay, hopefully those are all good guys, and we didn't discourage them from going through that window. We're going to move on. Quite frankly, somebody's watching.
Arresting them because that really says something about your sense of duty. But take a look at this video now. This is a special interest, I'm sure, to all of our viewers or listeners through our radio partners from the Monroe County area. What you're looking at here is the National Guard. This is video out of Florida City. They are now rolling south to the Keys. And one of the big questions before Irma started affecting our area, including the Keys, was how long will it take before any help can get down there? Well, this is the start of it, but the big question now is how far south can they go?
And of course, it would have been a different story had the storm stayed on that eastern side of the state, and we would have been dealing with perhaps the eye over here. You wouldn't have seen these trucks moving through Miami-Dade County into the Keys, so certainly a welcome sight for our friends down in Monroe County. That help is on the way. There will have to be some inspections going on to make sure it is safe for other people, exactly, before they can head down there. But